So it's been a while, but welcome back to another episode of Refine the Mind. It's been like a year now and I've only made like 3 of these. It's a pretty bad track record, but let's get into it. So right off the bat, as you can see, new space, new location. This is our new space and studio down in Cheltenham. And this room in particular is a room that Kurt and his dad set up by putting up a wall with some sound dampening material so that we can record podcasts or content like this. And this setup right now is pretty bare bones, but we'll be sprucing the place up and changing things around as we go on. But to get back onto the topic of the video, I want to talk about the direction of Refine the Mind. So the original idea behind Refine the Mind was to put up some more content for our YouTube platform, which was really underutilized. Basically, everything that we put up there was showcase pieces, stuff that we've done for clients and people that we want to film. And so to diversify that content, we thought, hey, we should probably showcase, not just our final videos, but who we are, what we do, what we're about. And so that became content like vlogs, behind the scenes, and tutorials. And for me personally, doing the tutorials and being in front of the camera was a really good way of working on my weaknesses, which surrounds communicating. So I know the thing about myself is that I have a hard time articulating and vocalizing the ideas and thoughts I have inside my head, getting those visuals and stuff out to the people around me. I tend to show it through doing pure work, but one of my ultimate goals is to be a director and to direct. And so with those 3 episodes, I did learn a substantial amount about, how to pace myself, how to be more eloquent, how to structure my points better, and how to be more concise. But there was this one really big sinking feeling after I made 3 videos. I should really stop giving myself shit for that. But there was always this one sinking feeling that I just couldn't get rid of. Although my intentions was to always share what I do, my experiences and my methods and what I go through, the language that I was using, maybe to others it didn't sound that way, but to myself, it felt like I was being dishonest or disingenuous and telling people like, here are the best ways to be creative, here are the top 5 tips for better handheld, or this is what you should be doing to be better at this, and blah 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 and all that jazz. And again, that was far from my intentions. That wasn't even crossing my mind when I was making those videos, but the feeling of that just wouldn't go away. And I think the reason why is because with filmmaking and videography, the craft of it, the artistry of it, the creative side, it's such a subjective topic. The way that I approach my work is not so technically based. I mean, I do have, technical foundations and, basic methods to, editing, filming, whatever it is. But on top of that, I mostly approach my work and this craft with feeling. I'd go into a scene or I'd go into a shoot and, I try to soak the moment in and be like, you know what, actually I'm feeling like this. Let's try this movement. And I can't always quite articulate why I do something that way or why I would shoot or add this type of motion or whatever it is to a particular scenario, but that's just the way I am. And that's something that I feel you can't quite teach, because that's just who you are as an individual, and everyone's different. Everyone does something in their own way, everyone learns their own methods, and that's the beauty of what this craft is. So that goes into what the topic of this video is, which is the direction of Refine the Mind and where I want to take it. I no longer want to use language like, when you approach this, you should try that, or this is the result that you'll get when you use these methods and techniques. I want to turn it more into me, my own self-reflections, my own methods, my own practices, and my results from that. And if that's something that people can relate to, that's amazing. But at the same time, what I want to have is the community or the audience to go like, oh, okay, that's cool, but here are my methods, here are my techniques, and these are my learnings. Because, this is the whole journey about learning, and I want to document that process in a way that I'm not telling people what to do. I just want to purely share. What I want to do with Refine the Mind is to not teach and preach, it's to share and care. Sorry, that's so lame. Oh man. So yeah, it's more like self-reflection pieces. And again, if that happens to teach you something, then that's freaking awesome. And if that also results in you guys teaching me something, that will be freaking awesome as well. So yeah, I know I might be rambling on a bit and the topic seems a bit disjointed, but I thought I'd just kind of give you guys my 2 cents on how I'm feeling and where I want to take these episodes and this type of content. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, the stuff that happened last year, and to be honest, like to an extent, it does sound like excuses. I was going to say like I was working non-stop and I was too busy to make this stuff, and that's all in the past. I've learned from it, and what I want to do now is to just make better content for you guys and also myself. I want to make something that I'm proud of, that I can stand behind and feel that I'm being honest, and that I can feel like I am actually doing something that is of benefit to other people. But real briefly, look forward to more of these, and look forward to our podcast, which we will be releasing on a more regular basis again. We did kind of drop the ball on that. We were getting pummeled hard last year, but again, no excuses. And just to wrap this all up, thank you to anyone who is watching to this point, and to anyone who watches our content in general and follows us along on our journey to wherever we're going. It's been a very interesting and introspective experience talking like this to the camera. It's almost like therapy. But anyways, thanks again for stopping by. It's David from Mindstudy Studios, and I'll catch you all next time.